Welcome back, guys, to yet another AI Dungeon Adventure side story chapter. I'm really happy with the results from the two last episodes. People seem to be enjoying this series a lot. So, thank you guys for supporting this side story and liking this new perspective of Galdur's world. This chapter, we will start out again with a pre-written scenario, because last time the AI had some difficulties with actually moving the story forward when we were led by the demons to Master Flemming. So I'm gonna start this out with a pre-written scenario just to help the story in the direction both me and I guess you guys wanted to go. From there, we will use the AI as usual. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's go. You and Richard are being taken by the demons and led to the town center along with the rest of the civilians from the village. The demons are taking you through the burning streets. They are hot, and smoke is covering the entire markets and houses. As you get closer to the main street, you see the statue of a once great hero, Lazarus, who helped free the humans in the Great Red War during the Second Age. This place was overrun by demons during that time, and now history repeats itself yet again. The statue of Lazarus is still standing there, gracefully, engulfed in flames and with its head cut off. Behind him emerges a large white crow, which eventually manifests into the tall and pale man you met earlier. The demon leading you and the civilians steps forth and says, "Here they are, my lord, the humans." Master Flemming stands menacingly in front of the statue and walks down to greet us. Suddenly, he pulls out his scythe and cuts off the demon's head with a single cut, so fast that you don't even have the time to process it. He claps together his scythe and looks at your startled face. "He touched you, so I needed him to be eliminated. No water can wash away the filth from your human hands. He could have at least worn a pair of gauntlets, filthy demon," Master Flemming says and packs away his scythe. "You, the one with the strange mask. I met you earlier. What are you and your, let's say, slow companion doing here?" "I don't know. We were being led here," you say, fear starting to grow inside you. His simple presence is giving you chills. There is something truly disturbing to the creature in front of you. He is tall, abnormally so, and has a couple of bright white eyes. His white hair is long and wavy, and his face is handsome, almost unnaturally handsome. "You were being led here, all right, but why are you here to begin with? Did you live here?" he says, touching your cheek and checking out your mask with his gauntlet. His armor is that of black steel, forged with some kind of reddish material infused within it. On his back, a long scarlet cape. "We were simply on a journey to send a message to Talimar. The Emperor does not want to cooperate with the Sultan, and I was given the choice of bringing this message to him," you say, trying to sound convincing. "Oh, so that's why you are carrying medicine and potions?" In that instance, Flemming leans in and looks you straight in the eyes. "Does not sound so convincing, does it?" Your sweat begins to pour and you start hyperventilating at an insane pace. This man, without doing you any harm, is so terrifying and intimidating that you nearly collapse in front of him. You have a hard time controlling your breath and heartbeat. His presence is unbearable. "However, I have no intention of killing you nor your slow companion," He snaps his fingers and 2 demons comes forth, bringing one of the civilians into a small circle of fire. As the civilian screams for forgiveness, they start pouring some sort of oil over him. You smell it. It's familiar but still quite rare. It's got to be Kaelic oil. You now put 2 and 2 together as you manage to calm down. You think hard. Let's see. Kaelic oil. It's known for creating a harmful smoke if you use it on wood and set it on fire. But if you use it with an animal, the smoke is bad enough to kill any human around it in a few weeks' time. However, if you use it on a human, you could create a plague in worst case scenario. In that moment, you finally realize that these rituals, the one you are about to witness, that's what's been causing the plague to infest the south. And now, it's going to infest this whole village. Richard, we got to help him. We gotta do something to stop this, you say, and grab Richard's arm. Now, simpletons, you will see the power of demons used to its full potential, Flemming says, as he snaps his finger and another demon comes with a burning torch, ready to set the man on fire. Richard, what they're about to do will make the plague spread even further. That's demonic oil. We have to stop this from happening. In that moment, Richard kicks the torch out of the demon's hand and stabs him in the chest with a dagger. He pulls it out and throws it at the oil vase so it breaks. You pick up the torch and you throw an instant freeze potion on Flemming's face. He catches it with his hand and crushes it. Fools, trying to interrupt my ritual, are you? He says, pulling out his scythe. Run, I yell to the villagers, including the one on the ritual table. Master Flemming slices off the man's head before he even gets to move, and he gets closer to us while cleaning the blood off of the blade. He swings his scythe at Richard, but surprisingly, Richard stopped it with his blade. Don't take a Knight of the Blue Falcon for a weakling, Crow. Flemming smiles, and his eyes start to widen. All the civilians runs away with their loved ones and manage to leave the area while Flemming and Richard stare at each other. Blue Falcon, Black Eagle. That's what I shall remember you two by. You are interesting. Really interesting, he says as he turns into a crow and flies into the dark night sky. You and Richard look at the crow flying away and disappearing while the demons retreat. Richard, you say. I didn't think I'd say this, but good work. Richard nods, looks away and nods once again. He grins and then he nods before grinning wildly. Okay, Richard, now you're getting weird again. Let's just go. It seems like our job is done, you say, and the two of you leave the burning village together. Welcome guys, back, and now we are once again with the AI. I hope you like that pre-written segment there. It gives us a small hint of the direction the story will go going forward. Yeah, I think it was pretty cool. So, the first thing I wrote was you and Richard walk southwards for a couple hours before setting up camp. So let's just see what the AI has to say to this. Richard has a hard time falling asleep in a strange environment, but he managed to sleep straight away. In the morning you wake up to the sounds of birds and other forest life. Okay, that's nice. So, how long until we reach Tully Mar? I'm gonna ask Richard that. I'm just gonna assume that he know the way, or know how long. 5 days, give or take, Richard says. What do you want to do today? I don't know, what's there to do around here? I think we should just continue south. And hopefully we can make it in 4 days. If we walk at a fast pace. I see her still pushing forward. The plague might not be far behind us either way, so might as well take the time to walk slowly. What? Richard, that made no fucking sense. I'm having a hard time with Richard, dude. In one moment he's so funny, in another moment he's really awesome, and sometimes he's just stupid. So, okay, okay, Richard, that made no sense, but let's just continue walking. Oh my god. You walk for a couple hours and find a good spot to stop for the day. It's been a long time since you've been this far from home, but Richard seems to know where he's going. You familiar with this territory? Maybe Richard's been here before, on a mission with his crew. I grew up a few days from here, so I know the area. We used to go hunting and stuff in them. He actually grew up in Alcatraz, or in Milne, sorry. So I gotta retry that, even though it sounded pretty natural. I served along the northern borders of Talimar for a long time, before being transferred to the east. Did you used to fight the Xi there? Oh, getting some additional Richard backstory before he joined the Blue Falcon, I assume? Wow, so that's why Richard knows the road so good. Yes, the Xi are creatures only vaguely reminiscent of what they once were. Hardly any magic remains effective against them now. Xi. I've never heard of them before. We never heard of them in book 1, so I guess Galder never met anyone. I hope I get to see one someday. I have heard that they are beautiful. I like these moments, Richard and Benedict just bonding. Oh, multiple choice. Richard laws you wish. Any creature that looks at you with their eyes is beautiful to you. You follow him quietly for a while after his comment before he realizes you're quiet. Or, if you're a weak-willed imperil, that is, Richard laws. Okay, I think as fun as the first one sounds, I think the last one's the best. Which should I choose? The first one. I like Richard with a bit of attitude. Is there something wrong, he asks. I just remembered that I have left my sword at home, you say. No you don't, Richard says, having looked back. I'd rather say... I've just never been this far from my home. You answer. Okay. Well, you're in Talimar now. Just north of here is the sea border. How do you know that? Because I told you so. Well, we haven't reached the desert yet. So we still need to walk for a while. So I'm guessing we're hitting the northern border of Talimar, which is not like typical southern desert like. Good point. Did you want to stop for a night again? Yep. Richard leads you to a small stream and shows you how to make a decent meal out of the fish he catches. Wow, Richard shows us some of his survival skills. Okay. Wow. You have We eat the fish. I didn't have anything else to come up with. I was gonna say, wow, you have great survival skills, but that seems, I don't know, a bit thin. The fish tastes surprisingly good, and you managed to finish the entire meal. Well, we need to keep moving, Richard says, as if reading your thoughts. You quickly finish your business and begin following him once more. Okay. Nice. Oh. After a couple of hours, you stop to rest, as it looks like Richard does too. Do you sleep with your eyes open, you ask, curious. What? Oh yes, why? Of course Richard sleeps with his eyes open. Anything weird you can find in this world, you know? Buying water from McDonald's and shit like that. Richard, way ahead of you. Done it since day one. Richard is the kind of guy that only watch recommended videos on YouTube. You know? Fucking Richard, dude. And everyone knows a Richard. I'm sure of it. He's the definition. He's the definition of a neighbor's kid. Like, legit. Isn't it weird? What? Sleeping while looking around like a guard dog. We sleep for a few hours and lives are in the hands of someone else. No. Makes me feel like I'm in a cage. Not really. Most guards sleep with their eyes open for saving reasons. It's just natural instinct to look around when you sleep. That's so weird. No one does that. Well, okay. Good. Glad to see you're pragmatic. You continue on in silence for a while until you come across a small footbridge. Do you see that? Richard asks. Huh, what? So, I guess we managed to rest for a while, and then we continued. See what? That grey smudge up in the trees. You look up and see a slight smudge above the treetops. What do you think it is? A smudge? Dunno, it's not really a deer, more like a deer-like animal, but it's grey. Okay, should we try to talk to it? A deer-like animal who's grey on top of the trees. Well, it's hard to tell what it really is without getting closer. There's two possibilities. Either it's a harmless forest creature or it's an unnatural creature. Okay, let's move closer. What is this? You do know how dangerous the woods can be, right? It's not that dangerous. I walked through here all by myself before. Okay, we'll just keep alert and we'll walk closer together. Okay. You follow Richard as he makes his way towards the grey smudge. As you get closer, you see that it is indeed some sort of creature. Okay, let's try to get some description of it. You look at the creature. It looks like a deer, but it has no eyes, only solid black holes where its eyes should be. It seems perfectly normal though, standing quietly under the tree. Hello! What is this? It's so weird, what? Hello, you call out, keeping a safe distance. It simply gives you a confused stare before turning around and walking back in the direction it came. Ah, I think it didn't understand me. Of course it didn't understand it, it's a fucking deer. Come on, man. What do you think it is? Or it was? Let's see if Richard has any idea. He's been in the forest lots of times before, so he's got to have an like, I guess. It was a... Richard pauses for a moment and looks around. Passing strange creature. Of course, okay, retry. Dunno, it could be anything. Although it was walking on 4 feet and having a buck's face. I'd say it was definitely a friendly. A friendly? Maybe this isn't supposed to be a creepy animal or a weird situation. Maybe it's just a really rare, gray, deer-like animal that's like almost extinct to this day. So maybe this is actually just a peaceful and beautiful scenario. But to Benedict and Richard, this is terrifying because they know nothing about this creature. Yeah, it could have been a couple of deer Wardo being. Do you mean it was signaling us? Why would it do that? Wardo being? What the fuck? Is that a thing or... Wardo being? Okay, let me look that up. Okay, I get no results. Who knows? I think you should head back slowly now. Just be careful and alert. You slowly begin to make your way back to the bridge. Let's say it was either an ancient animal that have almost gone extinct, or it was some sort of spiritual sign or signal. Like, that's the only explanation I can come up with. Knowing that this is an animal none of us has seen before, it have to mean something, or just be a really, really rare animal. Anything's possible, I suppose, although I'd say the former is more likely. Why? Well, Benedict should know the most about this, being an alchemist and like a knowledgeable guy, while Richard is more experienced. Because an animal that's close to extinction would not be able to direct anyone to the exact location of this bridge. These things are rare, and animals like that are even rarer, and it seemed completely friendly. Who do you think it was signaling? And why? Okay, I have an idea. What if this was some sort of spirit animal? Like, you know how Master Flemming can turn into a white crow? What if this was some sort of like spiritual being trying to warn us of some sort? I don't know at all. I don't know, but it wasn't us. Then who was it? He said that it could have been anyone. I think maybe he was signaling to Darrow. Okay, retry. I don't know. I'm just saying it seemed friendly, that's all. Ennis is finding this discussion very difficult. Okay, who's Ennis? Let's remove that. Keep this part. Well, should we continue? How long until we reach the desert? I guess we're getting closer by now. Until we reach the desert, it's going to be a long walk, brother. I suggest you get used to it. We're not going to camp out. Okay, retry. We should be there in another few hours. What? Oh, that's not... Oh, I thought it would be at least a couple more days. And yes, we should continue as soon as possible. The longer we're out here, the higher the chances of getting lost or stranded grows. The two of you continue on your path. Okay then, we're not far from the desert, guys. But hey, remember, the desert is only like the first half of the journey. We actually have to find a cure for the plague and yeah, finding the source and where it all started. You walk for hours before your stomach starts to rumble. You realize that you haven't eaten anything since the fish that Richard gave you. Wow! The AI actually remembered the fish scenario. Creds to the AI. You're famished. Do you have anything to eat? I guess we're getting low on food supplies. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, I have some fruit, but I can't promise that it isn't poisonous. Or rotten. Or both. What about water? Maybe we should have a pit stop in a nearby inn or village. Though I don't know about any inns or villages in this area of the world. I think there's a little spring over there. You follow Richard's red dot to a small stream, just big enough for you to splash your face with water. Okay. Richard's red dot. What does that mean? It's freezing but refreshing. As you splash water on your face, you glance around. The forest around you is eerily quiet. Then, the silence is broken. Oh. The sound of leaves crushing underfoot is loud in the stillness. You quickly turn around and nothing. You're about to turn back to the stream when you hear it again, louder than before. What? Oh, the AI is building up some real tension here. You look around, listening carefully. The silence is pierced by a single sharp beep. This is followed by the gentle rustle of leaves as something moves through the forest. That was just an accident. Okay, retry. You turn and see the creature that Richard was speaking about earlier. The creature stares at you, seemingly indifferent. You can't describe what it looks like. You've never seen anything like it. So it's the same gray deer-like creature. Okay, try to get closer to it. You walk slowly towards the creature, trying not to show fear. It continues to stare at you, as if it's sizing you up. You finally reach a point where you can reach out and touch it. Touch its nose. And let's see what happens. The creature turns around, seemingly confused. It begins walking away from you, so you follow, trying to touch its nose again. The creature pauses, turns to you, and begins walking towards you. Oh my. You try to run, but you accidentally push a tree branch and fall face first into the ground. Face first into the ground. You don't know what's going on, but you need to act fast. What? Is it aggressive? You run. You begin running as fast as you can out of the forest and away from the creature. You reach your side and grab Richard's... Okay, retry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Get up and be ready to defend yourself as you watch the creature closely. You get up and be ready to defend yourself as you watch the creature closely. You slowly get up as the creature walks closer to you. It finally stops staring at you. It looks you dead in the eye, as if it's thinking of something. Try to touch. Oh, the nose yet again. Let's try. You extend your hand out to touch the creature's nose, but it suddenly snaps at your hand. It nips your finger, drawing blood, before releasing and scampering away. Okay, look at my finger. Just have to be sure that it didn't, like, bite a part of the finger off. Your finger stings where the creature bit you, but you barely notice. Okay. Your mind is focused on a small creature running through the trees. You've had narrow escapes many times before. You look at Richard. See what he's thinking. Richard is focused on the spot where the creature ran, waiting to see if it comes back. You are too, but something else attracts your attention. Off in the trees, there are two figures watching you. These woods are certainly bizarre, dude. One is a woman around your age. She has waist-length dirty blonde hair matching the color of the fur coat she's wearing, which is ripped and covered in dirt. Okay. The woman's face is thin, with a long oval shape and prominent cheekbones. Her eyes, however, are her most prominent feature. They are bright blue and seem to be staring at you. Wow. I've never gotten such a detailed description from the AI before, without asking. Without asking the AI. It just gives me this whole fucking character lore out of nothing, and I love it. Okay, this is so weird. Out in the woods? Hello? Maybe these are some type of forest people, which like lives in the woods all by himself. She turns to you, staring at you intently. Hello, she parrots back to you, her face showing nothing but confusion. Who are you? I'm Jane, she replies. What's your name? Barbara, you say. My name? Hopefully that the other person is Frank. What? Okay, retry. Huh? She responds, shaking her head slightly. I asked who you are. She pauses, seemingly thinking. I'm Winter. What's it to you? Well, I'm Benedict, and this is Richard. Do you live here? Her name is Winter. That's kinda cool. I don't think I'm wanted here, she says, turning to go. Wait, you say, quickly running to catch up with her. Why were you watching me? Watching you? She repeats, seemingly confused. Okay. I wasn't watching you, I was watching him. Who? Ranveer, the man you're looking for. Who's Ranveer, you ask? Okay, I'm gonna let the AI continue, and if this is just turning completely insane, I gotta retry that. He's the one who did this to me. She gestures to her head. He knows you're coming, so he gets away while his lackeys die. It's always like that with him. What the fuck? Okay, I will undo this. It seems kind of cool, this type of side plot, but we already have a goal in sight, and I don't plan this to be like a 10-part series, so I'm gonna undo it. Doesn't make much sense. I'm sorry if people love that love that build up. Okay, let's try again. I wasn't watching you. You continue walking as the woman walks off into the forest. As soon as she's out of sight, you stop walking. Why did you lie to her? Okay, you know what? Undo and say, never mind. We need to get to the desert. Would you like to escort us there? Do you know the way? I suppose I could try. Great. The group walks through the forest for hours before finally seeing the sun setting. You look up at it, realizing how late it has gotten. Okay, so I guess she joined us. The AI told me there was another person there, but I guess we should just ignore that? You quickly whisper to Richard, "It's time to go, we need to hurry to the desert." Richard nods in response, and the three of you begin running back towards the desert. Okay. So I guess the creature ran off. You hear Richard shouting at you to get over to his side of the path. You do so and quickly see why he's angry. Several skeletal figures stand between you and the desert. And with that, I'll end the episode here. We're nearly in the desert now, and the story is beginning to go in the direction of the final chapter. So I guess this is a nice spot to end this chapter. And I hope you look forward to the next chapters and to the eventual last chapter of Benedict's story. Wow, a really cool journey though. Like, I think the AI has done a lot of great things on this journey and made Benedict and Richard these iconic characters that we now know and love. And I really like that. That was something I missed a bit in book 1, which the AI now has gotten better on. So yeah. I'm also almost reaching 100 subscribers, which is like a small goal for me. So it would be really cool if you guys wanted to share this series or tell your friends about it and like spread the word, so maybe we can hit 100 subscribers before the final chapter. That would be really cool, but again, it's not that important. I'm just grateful for you supporting and watching this and joining the community. So yeah, thank you. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.